All right, good morning and welcome to Arlington Life today. Happy to have Pastor Kayla next to me. We'll talk about why we're twinsies today. But we just heard Pastor Kevin talking about the Sermon on the Mount, continuing with the series, The Listening Heart. And I know for me, as I've listened to bits and pieces of it, I haven't listened to the whole thing. But even when I preached it, it's just a powerful section of Scripture that, as I said from up front a couple weeks ago, if we lived it, what a different world it would be.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're excited to have Pastor Kevin continue that. So, okay, I'm going to let you tell them, why are we dressed the same today?
Yeah, what does our shirt say? I don't think I've read it. It says, we serve, love to serve.
Oh, okay, there. I hadn't even read
like
it. I just
that.
put it on.
We just kind of put it on because
That's right.
Today we have Revive Open House. So if you're here, you need to come see how we've renovated Revive. I went downstairs to grab my t-shirt and wow,
Yes.
I know you ran down there too. Doesn't it look really good?
It looks fantastic.
So from 9 to 2 p.m. today, we're having the open house. People can give you tours, and especially if you won in the raffle last week for a free t-shirt and stuff, please go down there to claim it because it's going to be really cool. And there's some goodies down there and things
I
like
saw
that,
a lot of refreshments down there.
So yeah, it's going to be really cool. And then also today we have Carter Blood Care here on campus from 10 to 2. So if you haven't signed up, you're still welcome to walk in and donate blood to help save lives.
Got my appointment for 12:40, so they'll get my pint of blood. I've been trying to do it regularly now. I got a little out of the habit for a little bit, but it's such a need anymore. So as if that isn't enough for this weekend, next weekend is even more full.
Yeah.
We have Dr. John Pauline coming in for our speaker series of Arlington. Dr. Pauline is not only an expert on the book of Revelation, but he also has written and studied how contemporary culture and faith intersect. So he's going to do a little bit of both in his presentations next week, talk about both those subjects. So Friday night at 7 o'clock, we kick off with the first presentation in the series, Faithful to the End. Then 9 o'clock for Legacy, 10:15 for YG, 11:30 for Mosaic, and then we finish the speaker series at 5 o'clock with his final presentation with an opportunity for questions and answers. I never took a class from Dr. Pauline. He's at Loma Linda right now, but he was at the seminary for a long time. But I've read a number of his books, and I'm excited to get a chance to meet him and get to know him a little bit, but also, more importantly, to have him share with the congregation. Yeah. So then we've got Shindig.
I'm so excited.
You've not been a part of Shindig because we didn't have Shindig next week.
It's my first Shindig.
Last year. So next week, after the speaker series, after you get fed all this intellectual and spiritual knowledge, then you want to come out to Shindig at 7 o'clock and get fed some real food. We've got brisket. We've got cotton candy. Ellen Thomas, our principal at Burton Academy, is doing cotton candy for us. Okay. And so you're going to want to come out. We're going to have line dancing, face painting, all kind of fun stuff. We've got an inflatable human foosball out in the field. So we're going to have so much for you to do. And I got a text earlier today from our resident weatherman, Reggie Herman.
Yeah.
He says this, and I'm going to quote him to make sure. He said, models are calling for beautiful fall weather next week. We lucked out again with great fall weather. At sundown, should be in the 60s.
Wow.
So I'm excited that it's going to be cool, but not cold. We've had some shindigs that have been cold.
Okay, our definition of cold is a little different because I'm probably bringing my winter jacket because 60 is a little
jacket,
cold.
mittens, and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Well, whatever you want to wear. But it's going to be in the 60s. For those who think it's cold, that's great. For those who think it's nice and warm, but definitely get your boots, all that kind of stuff. It's a great weekend. We also are soliciting volunteers.
Yes.
For people to serve food, to serve as hosts. We have setup pretty much taken care of on the front side, but we need a lot of people for food. And so if you want to go to Arlington Life Online, there's a link there for volunteers, or actually there's not in that. Let me give you the right website. Go to rotf.lol/shindig, rotf.lol/shindig to sign up. Again, you don't have to have a whole lot of skill other than being able to just serve some food and hand it to people. And So we'd love to have you not only serve, you only serve for a short period of time, so you don't have to serve the entire time that you're at Shindig, but many hands make light work.
There you go.
So we're excited for Shindig. We got UG Conference coming up in a couple of weeks. Around here, October is very busy.
I can see that.
It does not stop.
And it won't stop till Christmas, right?
It will not stop till Christmas. And if you've not been on campus, but if you read the newsletter, you'll see that our sanctuary is finally under construction. I say finally because we've been waiting a while.
Yeah.
But we've got a number of pews that are already taken out, so we can get some machinery in there.
Yeah.
But I will say this, the finished product will be awesome.
I'm excited
I've
to see
seen
that.
some drawings.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be amazing. It'll be a little bit disruptive over the next couple months, but
But I think since even March of 2020, we're used to disruption
That's true.
right now. So
and you just go with the flow.
Why not just add more?
That's right. And
Until
it will,
it's
like I said,
easy.
it's going to be fantastic when it's all done. So we're excited for that. Check, there you go. What do we need for Thanksgiving baskets?
Okay.
I know you're a little easier for you to read on your phone than on my.
Where's Thanksgiving baskets?
It is.
I'm
Here, let me hold it out here. I can see it. So we have the
Okay.
Thanksgiving
I can't find
baskets. Don't get old, by the way.
I won't.
I'm fighting bifocals,
Keep going.
and that's
You
just
can-
no fun. Anyway, Thanksgiving baskets. We're in the midst of our Thanksgiving basket food drive. Pick up a grocery list in the foyer, or it's available online at arlingtonadventist.com/revive donations. We usually do a couple of hundred Thanksgiving baskets, and it's usually Thanksgiving food. So mashed potatoes, green beans, cranberry sauce, a Walmart gift card. We'll have a collection table at Shindig. Now, what I love, this I can talk about without looking at my notes, what I love is that Burton partners with us. The National Honor Society of Burton Academy partners with us to do the food drive. They collected, I thought I saw Mrs. Wallach said, 700 cans of food
Oh,
or
wow.
items of
Yeah.
food this week.
That's
They give donuts
awesome.
away to the classes that win. I think the junior class won, which my son is a part of. So one of the classes that won. So yeah, pick up your Thanksgiving basket list from the foyer if you're on campus, or go to arlingtonadventist.com/revive donations to find that list. When you go to the grocery store, just make a bag for someone who you will help make them have a better Thanksgiving. Because they may not be able to afford all the fixings that we kind of take for granted on Thanksgiving morning. And then Revive, as always, collecting diapers. Let me make sure I have the sizes right. 4 to 6 personal hygiene product, female personal hygiene products. And so we've got a lot going on. Last thing with Revive Restored, they've gotten low on children's clothing. So they're accepting children's clothing for ages 0 to 13, as well as continuing to collect blankets, linens, and towels. So I get in trouble with Pastor Heidi if I don't get it exactly right, but you guys have stepped up in amazing ways. Every time we put the call out, donations fly in.
Yeah.
And we have people that are so thankful for what we're doing.
Absolutely.
So we're going to take a break. We're going to show a video, and then we're going to go back and we're going to talk about your time here at Arlington last year, and also what you're looking forward for this year. So we'll go to the video, and then we'll come back, and I'll talk with Pastor Kayla. All right. You have been here a year as a student pastor, but there may be some folk who are new to Arlington or haven't gotten a chance to meet you. So tell us a little bit about you, other than we do know that you're a student, a senior. theology
senior.
major
Yeah.
at Southwestern. But kind of tell us a little bit about where you come from and your family and all that. We'll let you brag on your family a little bit.
All right, so my name is Kayla Goodman. I am a 5-year senior at Southwestern. Because I did take a year off to go be a student missionary in Micronesia. Awesome experience. I'm from Orlando, Florida. That's where I was born and raised, but my family's originally from like here in Texas. So my parents actually met at Southwestern, got engaged at Southwestern, got married at Southwestern, and moved to Florida after that.
Funny.
And so I have an older sister, and I'm actually really excited because I get to go see them all tonight because I'm going home for a wedding for tomorrow. So I'm really pumped that I get to see my family, and yeah.
So what brought you to Southwestern? Was it the fact that mom and dad are alums of Southwestern, or what brought you to Southwestern?
So I think the fact that I am a third-generation alum on both sides of my family.
On both sides?
Yeah, like our
Wow.
Southwestern history is a little
Okay.
deep. I did not want to go to Southwestern. And I guess I was like geared more towards like Southern or Union when I was considering school, but I just felt like God was leading me towards Southwestern. And you know, sometimes when you ask God for signs, it's not always the best idea because he sometimes chooses to show you them. And then you're like, do I really want to accept this?
Not
No,
what
I
I wanna
don't.
do. Yeah.
And then God's like, all right, but you asked me for this and I showed you this. And it's like, are you going to listen? And I'm like, fine, I'll go to Texas. And I have not really regretted the decision since.
So senior theology major, as part of the program at most Adventist universities, is that you get assigned to a local church.
Yes.
You got assigned here to work with
Yeah.
Pastor Allen and YG.
Yep.
You completed that. I will say this, that year, last school year, went by fast.
I agree.
It was just amazing to see you come onto campus and just grow preaching, doing ministry.
Yeah.
So as you reflect on that first year here at Arlington, what are some of the highlights?
Just getting to really interact with a church again, you know, because I was pretty involved in high school with my church there. And then coming to college, it's like kind of like, oh, where do I go to church? So I did go to a church for like my first few years. And then when I was on the island, I was very involved in
Right.
the church because of being like the chaplain and associate pastor, you're doing something every week. So it's like, a lot. But getting to be a part of a church that's as dynamic as Arlington has been a really awesome experience to get to have so many pastors there to mentor you and to work with you and to just be able to glean so much information from so many people. And I honestly, I found myself, especially last year, I just looked forward to my drive to church because I'm like, yes, I get to go hang out with awesome people today. Even if I'm there all day, it'll be good day, you know? And I've loved that. And just being able to learn more about myself and what I like to do in ministry and just being able to see the way God has used this church and these people, it's been a beautiful experience for sure.
So this year, let me back up a second. Traditionally, student pastors, you spend 1 year in one church, and then the next year you go to another church to broaden experience, which I get to a point. I did my student pastoring in one church my entire time. But you were assigned here again. We specifically asked Pastor Swoops, who's the professor that oversees student pastors down there, hey, can we have Kayla back? We've only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
So this year, instead of working with Pastor Allen, you're specifically being supervised by Pastor Heidi and Pastor Allison, which is awesome for us to have two female pastors
Absolutely.
on staff, which is very unique, even within North America. What's your role, or how is it different this year working with those two as opposed to working with Pastor Allen in terms of ministry that you're getting to see?
Yeah, so I think one thing about last year, I was such a newbie and everything was new to me, but now I'm a little more seasoned in the sense of knowing this church a lot more. And so with Heidi and Allison, it's really cool because like you said, it's unique that we have two female pastors. And I think that's another one of the reasons why they let me stay here, because obviously I'm a female.
Yeah.
And being mentored by pastors of my own gender is really a neat opportunity that not a lot of, I feel women theology majors get to have. And so with them, it's more just finding this dynamic of okay, I'm helping with Revive at these times. I'm helping with Children's Sabbath School at these times. I'm also jumping back and preaching at YG these times, you know? So it's just kind of laying out what things I'm doing to help with the church. And it's really cool because I don't feel like an outsider in a sense. Like, like coming in new, it's just like,
Right.
But like now it's just like, wow, like this is my church home. This is my church family. And it's really cool to be here.
It's been fun even having you in pastors meetings. I mean, you're one of us. I mean, it's just kind of really cool that just the interactions and just how comfortable you are as a pastor here on staff. It's been interesting too to see you grow as a preacher.
Yeah.
So from your first time when you preached for YG last school year, now you preached, was it 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? Time quickly goes by. And when I watched the sermon, it was like a different Kayla up there.
Yeah.
Because you're just so much more comfortable now. Now, we were joking off camera that we're going to have to get you up front for a legacy and mosaic.
Not yet.
But just fun.
Next
That's a whole
semester,
different dynamic.
maybe.
That's right. But this church has so much to offer. And
It does.
one of the goals that we have is helping our student pastors who come in to experience as much of ministry as possible. And that, I think for me, when I was in college many moons ago, before you were born, I got to experience so much because I had a pastor that said, hey, you're a pastor too, let's let you jump into it.
Yeah.
What do you see now that you've gotten a chance to kind of know yourself a little bit better? The graduation is literally just around the corner. I know you got to get through this semester and 18 credits and next semester and all that, but in the grand scheme of things, graduation is literally just around the corner.
It really is.
What have you discovered about yourself as you're sitting here now that you may not have known in the past that's going to say, okay, maybe this is where God's leading me in the future?
Yeah, so one thing I would say for sure is coming in last year, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to be in pastoral ministry specifically because I was like, and I'm still kind of up in the air, like wherever God does lead, I will follow. But I kind of use that as an excuse not to say like, oh, well, I want to be a pastor. And now I can comfortably and confidently say like, yeah, I do want to be a pastor for at least a few years. But I realize how much of a nerd I am and how much I love to learn and grow. And my professors all laugh at me because when I finally told them that I was like, I actually want to become an academic and I want to teach like at the university level, they all laughed at me and they were like, we were just waiting for you to come to that realization. And I was like, that is so rude. Like, you didn't tell me? Like, and they were like, why were we going to tell you what you were going to come to? And I'm like,
that's right.
Fine. So, yeah, like, depending on how that goes and seeing what unfolds to get that extra higher education.
Well, to go that track, you obviously need some pastoral ministry experience to kind of round you out. Mm-hmm. But then it becomes your master's, then your PhD, and that's a lot of learning ahead. Though I will say this: we need to have good religion professors that are pouring into the next generation. I was very blessed with mine at CUC. Got to know a few of them at SWAU. But yeah, if you're the next generation of professors, I think the church is well set.
Oh, thank you.
It'll be. So do you have any? So I'm kind of curious. What kind of, would it be Old Testament, New Testament? What's kind of your wheelhouse?
I actually want to become an ethicist.
Oh.
So I want to teach ethics. Yeah.
That's a unique, but I think very needed.
I agree. And like I think of like when I look at just the professors we do have. I know I have some amazing professors at Southwestern, and I think like, what could I do to grow to become that as well, And just, I think especially being a woman, I want to be able to pour into the next generation of women pastors, because how many female teachers do we have at our seminaries and at our colleges?
That is very true. That's awesome. I'm excited to see what God has in store for you. And it's been fun, like I said, to be alongside of you and to see you grow here. And we're looking forward to seeing what this school year, like I said, we'll get you up on stage.
Okay.
Yeah. We're on camera saying that, so anyway. We're so excited that you joined us for Arlington Life today. We've got YG coming up. Pastor Allen is in the pulpit. Continue the I Am Second series. Just a quick reminder, we're going to do our prayer second segment at 11:15. So if you want to put your prayer requests on the Facebook page of YG, we'll be going through those second segment at 11:15. So hope you stay tuned for YG and hope you have a blessed Sabbath.